Hey everybody! So I haven't done a story time in quite a while. I only did one episode, so it's the second episode because I got some, well, they're not new stories, but I just thought of more stories. And as a bonus, I'll be telling two nightmares that I had. One was years ago, and it's actually why I'm afraid of heights. The other one was less than a year ago, around like 6 months or so. So yeah, anyway, let's just get to the first story. Hope you enjoy. Peace. Okay, so this first story is, some of these stories are a little weird. Some of them, well, yeah, mainly all of them are weird. But so this is in like my old school years ago. I don't know, 4 years ago or something. So we had PE at the time, and we were like playing dodgeball. I was decent back then. I'm well better now. Not in game like IRL, but uh, so when like you threw a ball and someone caught it, that person was out that threw it. Like that's basic rules. And then when you caught someone's ball, like someone on your team gets back in. So I was playing. I was like one of the last. I think I was one of the last three on the team of mine, and we were going against like six. So they double us, and I remember loads of my team was out, and then I caught a ball and got someone in. I'm not gonna say their name or anything, but I don't know why they were so happy. They ran over and flipping hugged me for no reason because I caught a ball and got them back in, and it was so dumb. But I just accepted the hug and just, yeah. Me and my other mate just looked at each other like, huh? Why? I was hella confused. It was weird, but okay. I just accepted it. I don't care. You can come up to me now, like, and just hug me, and I wouldn't care. Okay, next story. Okay, story number 2. This one also happened years ago. And I was hanging out. She was one of my best friends at the time, kind of a while back. And I went in to, like, I guess, knock in for her to see that she want to, like, play or something and come outside to just talk or whatnot. And so she came out, but then I believe it was her niece or her, like, sister, small sister, because she had to mind her because her parents were gone somewhere. And I said, oh yeah, well, I'll help you mind her or whatnot. Just trying to, like, be caring or whatnot. And then, so we were just talking, like, messing about, and I don't mind that. So, so we were just messing about, and then out of nowhere, her, like, niece or sister, I don't know what one it was, I forget. But she asks, oh, what will I say the sister's name, or, like, my friend's name is? Her name, let's just call her May for now. So, Denise, or sister, asks my friend May, is, oh god, like, was I her girlfriend? And it wasn't really embarrassing. We laughed like a hell load. But I just responded with, no, I'm just like a close friend. Did I friend zoned myself back then? Yes, you heard it here first, folks. I friend zoned myself back then. So yeah, and we, like, I still know her, but we rarely talk now. But we're still mates, not close mates anymore. But oh well. Next story. Hope you enjoyed that one, because it's not embarrassing, just more funny for me anyway. Okay, so for the third story. So this one was last year, not like years ago. This one was only last year. So I was just in school with my mates talking, and then, you know, like those, like, show offs, or like those, like, kids that think that they can fight and be hard and all that. Oh yeah, there's loads of them in my school, and he thought he was, like, really hard and, like, strong and all that. So he just, like, he said something to me. Like, I've known him for years. He's always been a prick. He said something to me. I forget exactly what it was, but I remember I responded with, like, I forget, but it was something really good. I forget what it was, and then it was like, say that to my face, because no one ever goes up to him when he says that. I went up to his face, I said it straight to his face. I headbutted him, and he hasn't come near me since. And that's been over a year ago. He thinks he's hard, but he's scared of me. Which is good. That's why people hang out with me, so they can stay away from him. Because he's always robbing people's stuff. He hasn't come near me once. Not once. That's why people tell me, oh, can you mind my bag for a bit? And I do. Okay. That was kind of a shorter story, but yeah. Oh well. Okay, so story number 4. So, I went swimming. This was around when I was like 6? 5, 6? This is kind of why I'm scared of water. And like why I don't really like water or all that. Like swimming. I can't exactly swim like properly, but I've been to lessons, so I know like some stuff. But I was like just playing around with my family and all, and then I remember I fell into like it was deep, well not that deep, like I could stand in it now. And I remember like I was like under the water for a solid like minute or two, and I was just like, I was kind of panicking trying to swim my way to safety. And I remember when I was just about to get to safety and like climb up, I remember my mom and dad picked me up, and I actually got mad because I nearly made it. I got mad because they like lifted me out of the water even though I was nearly about to drown. I got mad at that, and it's so stupid to look back at, but oh well. Oh well. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh well, it's so stupid. Like me! It's a good mix. Okay. Next story. Hope you enjoyed that one. Okay. 5th story. Sorry if it's like the 6th or anything. I'm getting confused with all these stories, okay? Because I think I've 3 more or so after this. But this one is when I got kicked out of McDonald's with my mates. And one of my mates that I was with at the time is actually here. You can't hear him because he's inside in my sitting room. But, so me and my mates, we went into McDonald's. And we were just hungry at the time, so we decided to go into McDonald's for some food. And because I regularly did at the time when I actually went outside. But I did, and me and my mates, they were ordering, you know, like those things where you can click, like touch to select, those like machine kind of things you can click to like order and all that. Yeah, my mate was like looking at prices and all on that because we regularly did. And then my other mate comes up. He's kind of a prick. I hate him. I despise him to bits to this day. But he comes up and he starts messing around with it. Like clicking like add on like and all that. And then the manager sees. He comes out and then, because I went over to try fix it. I went over to try fix what they were doing. So then he kicked 3 of us out. There were 2 more of my mates that were still inside. They had to come out. They didn't have to, but they did because like we were out, and then they came out and just stood behind him, and then I was like, why did I get kicked out? I didn't do anything. I was trying to fix it. Then he was like, I saw you. You were the one that did everything. You were the one that started, and then I was just confused, like, what? So he kicked me out. He was screaming at me, and then yeah, I just went back home. It was a funny day that day. But then the next time I went in there with like my mates that I got kicked out with, he kept giving us sweets because he knew it wasn't us and it was my other mate. So he gave us like sweets for like a complete like 2 months every time we went there, which was really kind of him. He didn't want to say sorry like directly or anything because that would just sound dumb. So he said sorry by that, and it was really kind of him. So yeah, I hope that was a good story. That was like 2-3 years ago. That wasn't like that long ago like other stories, but oh well. Next story. So this was months ago, not like a year ago, but this was around like February or March. I don't know, I think it was actually in June. Yeah, June, July, or August. What one? I think it was July. But I went to a carnival thing because why not? I wasn't exactly on the PlayStation. I didn't really want to go on it. But I went to the carnival thing, and so I instantly saw it. You know those big things? Like really, really, really tall things. And they spin around and like they do flips and all that. And charades. Charades is where you draw. Or actually, there's two kinds of charades. But I saw it instantly, and I was like, I'm not going on that. Then, because I'm scared of heights, if people didn't know. And it's not. It's really, really tall. It's really, and it goes really fast. It's not a Ferris wheel at all. And so I saw my mom go on it. And she didn't really care. She's been on stuff like that before. And then I was like, you know what? At the end, I'll go on it. And so we were just messing around for like an hour or two or maybe 3. And my hay fever was going crazy. If you don't know what hay fever is, it's something that happens in summer to the people that have it. And I have it my whole life. I've had it my whole life. Sorry, I don't English well. And don't ask me about the lighting or anything in this room. I don't know why the camera does that. But at the end, I like got in line with my mom. And we went on it. And I remember when it was going up, I remember, I was just thinking, this isn't that bad. But when I got to the top, it was so high up. It was freezing. I was so cold up there. You don't know how, so if you're thinking, oh, it's not true, like the higher you go, the colder you get. That's true. So true. So yeah, I remember we were just waiting. We had to wait for like 5 minutes for it to actually spin for other people to get on. And I remember when it started going down, I was like, uh-oh. Because for my mom, it went backwards, so she didn't see anything coming. I went forward with her, and we saw everything coming towards us. So it was spinning, we were flipping, everyone was screaming. I was sitting there like, this isn't that bad. I didn't scream. I screamed once. Literally once. That's all I did. I screamed once. Not even like a proper scream. I've screamed more in videos. I'll be honest. Because of scary stuff. Like my Minecraft stream, that was scary. That was a while back. But yeah, I remember when I got off, I was like, I just fell to the ground on my knees, and I was just like, I did it! I did it! Like just screaming. I was so happy that I finally went on one. It's one of the it's one of my achievements in life as well. So I hope that story was good. Oh, I hope that can kind of motivate you if you're scared of heights. Just try new stuff. Try new stuff. Okay? Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Okay, so this story is quite short. It's not that long. But, so, this is actually like kind of a sequel to the carnival one. So when I was on the train back, like I had to go on a proper train or anything. Well, yeah, I did have to go on a proper train actually. But I was on the way back, and then when we got off and in the train station kind of thing, I saw there was a piano, you know, like those public pianos where you can play songs. You can kind of see where the story is going already. But there's only one song I know how to play. And that is the Minecraft song, like the original, like Cam 1. That's the only song I can play. It's the only one. So I went over to the piano. I told my mom and like my brothers and mates to like, could you wait a second, please? So I played that like for like a solid 2 minutes. People looked at me because they knew what it was and they clapped. So I heard some people clapping. Some people were just nodding in agreement. It was amazing. I know it's kind of a short story, but oh well. Some of these are short, some of them might be very long. You never know. Hope you enjoyed that story. Moving on to the last story and then the bonus 2 nightmares that I had. So story number... Okay, who cares about the story number? This is another story in the video. So, this is when I cried of laughter from me reading my old mate's book. But, he read, like, a story, well, not a story, how would I say, poem. Yeah, poem's the word I'm looking for. But, he read a poem, and, oh my god, he read it, like, back all the way in, like, 3rd grade, 3rd class, or whatever you want to say. I say 3rd class, because I'm over here in Ireland, so, And so he found it, and we were in like 5th at the time. He found the poem, and I was sitting beside him in class. And I remember our teacher was out, so we could literally do whatever we wanted for the whole day. And I remember he was like, "Yo, you want to read my old poem?" And then I remember he kept opening it up, and he kept reading it to me, and I read it a little bit, and then I couldn't get past the first part. Oh my god, it was just, why did I remember? This is the part that I kept like laughing at. If I could fly, I would fly. I would fly so high. This guy, why am I laughing about that? I'm not meaning to laugh about that. He kept saying it like over and over, like, and I was just laughing, and he wanted me to stop. I remember there were actually like tears coming out of my eyes. My stomach hurted from laughing, and it was one of the best days ever in like my old school. It was amazing. I turned around and the people were like, "Oh my god, you're crying," and I was like, "I'm crying of laughter. I'm not actually crying." It was amazing. Now I guess it's time to move on to the bonus 2 nightmares. One of them, why I'm scared of heights, and the other one is just quite sad. Would I say sad? Sad. Yes, that is the word I would use. Okay, hope you enjoyed that story. Let's go on to the bonus nightmares. Okay, moving on to the next story. Yes, I know I don't have anyone with me this time. It's because I had to do something for quite a while, and my dog was being a cunt. But anyway, so this story is about Mario Maker 2, and if you don't know that game, it's the sequel to Mario Maker 1. It's on the Nintendo Switch, and it's where you can build your own Mario levels. It is quite fun. I haven't played it in quite a while though. So I loaded it up like 2-3 months ago. And I saw a certain someone that like I used to watch him years and years ago. I watched it at least 6 years ago. He's like an old favorite YouTuber of mine that I always had respect for. He used to play Golf Vacation, if anyone knows what that is, on the Wii. He was the one that made me get that game. I ordered that game because of him. It wasn't online, I just ordered it because it looked really fun. So his channel goes by the name of Dazran303. He records sometimes, I think, and goes live sometimes. He's not like alive as he was, but I remember I loaded it up and I saw your level has been played by Dazran303. Your level has been liked by Dazran303, and it made me really happy. I don't know. I showed my brother because he knew who he was and everything, and it just made me happy as hell. So, like, that kept me happy for, like, the whole week. And I'm still, when I think about it, it makes me happy because I got noticed by an old favorite YouTuber of mine. If I get noticed by Jacksepticeye, I won't even live. I'll die. Like, I'll die. I'll save that in my mind forever and die, I swear. Okay, so I know I said this was going to be the 2 nightmares I had. But it turns out I have 3 more stories written down that I couldn't see for some reason, so I had to reload it, and then yeah, I found them. So there's 2 more stories next, and then the 2 nightmares. I'm sorry, I know there's quite a lot of stories in this, but I hope that's a good thing. So going on to the next story. Okay, so this one is kind of like, well, how would I say? I don't know if I'd say sad, but this was like a year ago. I was at my dad's just chilling, like eating some stuff, and then I was eating Jawbreakers because I loved them. But I was eating one as I like put it in my mouth. Like, they're really hard. You have to like kind of like suck it a bit for it to get softer. What am I saying? And then you can start then you can start biting it and like chewing it and all that. Please don't clip that. But so I sucked it in as I was like putting it in my mouth, and it went down my throat. It went down my throat. Like, no joke. Straight down my throat. So I started choking. And I started making noises I didn't think were possible from choking on it. I was like spitting everywhere. I had to run to my bathroom. If my dad wasn't there, I wouldn't be here right now. Like, I wouldn't be here if he wasn't there. Because he saved my life. He called like an ambulance and all for me and all that. I didn't have to go in it because by the time they got here, I was good. But I'm going to be completely honest. When I was choking, halfway through, I was like, will I just give up? Will I just stop fighting? Will I just stop fighting and die? What's my purpose in life? Why am I here? I'm not going to do any use to this world. Then I had a thought, but where will any of that take me? If I stop fighting, I won't ever get another chance to be on this earth. So I kept fighting, and I lived. Somehow I lived. I eventually spit it out. It was red when I went in and I spit it out and it was goddamn green. It was really weird. But yeah, I had that thought, will I just give up? Like, will I even continue to fight? Because, like, what good will I ever do if I stay on this world? What's the meaning of life? Okay, this is not like a part of the story, but what I think the meaning of life is. I think everyone has their own meaning. Everyone is here for a reason. Okay? You have your own reason for being here. Help others, being kind, like getting a good job. Maybe it depends. It could be a lot of stuff. That's why you're here. That's like what I think it is anyway. So yeah, let's go on to the last story. Den the Nightmares. I hope this is the last story anyway, because I know I've been saying all the stories. Okay, so first nightmare. I'm recording this hours later, by the way, so it's quite late for me. So this first nightmare, I just started off normally, like it seemed like a normal day. I didn't even know it was a nightmare or a dream. Then out of nowhere, I got like teleported to this place, and it looked familiar, like I've seen it before. And I had to like nearly everyone I knew was there, like loads of my close mates and all that. And I was like, oh, what's the, like a party or whatnot? Then I knew I was dreaming or whatnot. Then I just tried to like do what I wanted in my dream, but I couldn't for some reason. Because sometimes you can control your dream. It's called a lucid dream. But then I had to like three mysterious people. How would I describe it? Mysterious cloaked people? Yeah. Mysterious cloaked people came in. And they had weapons, they had stuff, and then they just like flicked their finger and everyone like poofed and teleported onto like death stuff. Like some were like about to hang themselves and all that, but will be forced to. So we're gonna like cut their head off and all that, and it was really bad. I had to watch every single one of them die. I even had to kill some of them. Like with a knife through the heart, and it scared me. It was so bad. I never want to have anything like that again. Like the worst one was my mate Wesley. I had to kill him. He's an old mate of mine. You'll know him from like old Fortnite vids or whatnot. But it was really, really bad, and I hope I never have anything like that again. And if so, I hope I can prevent it somehow. Even though it is a nightmare, but yeah, that's the first nightmare. I don't want to describe like how they died, but like it was brutal. So let's go on to the main one that I've been saving for last. Best for last. Okay, so I'm saving the best nightmare, probably the best out of all these for last. And people have asked me this. Why are you scared of heights? Like, they're not at all. And it's like, they think it's weird that you can be scared of heights. So, like, years and years ago, 9 years ago, I didn't even live in the house I'm in now. But in my old house, I had this dream. I thought it was a regular dream. I never had a nightmare before. This is the first one I ever had. And like the one that I can like remember the most till this day. And I remember I was walking and there was always this one part in my old like estate that was like, oh, don't cross here or whatnot. And I like in my nightmare I crossed the barrier and just kept walking. And there was loads of trees and like bushes and all. Like no one had been down there in years, maybe like decades. And so I turned to the left after and like scour through all the bushes and trees, and I couldn't like control myself, so I was just walking, and then I walked and I saw this kind of like plank kind of thing, like loads of planks, like a deck kind of thing. Ha, deck, funny. Okay, so I like walked onto the deck, and I looked over and I saw like kind of a lake with loads of like alligators and like all like those in it, like sharks, a little bit of them. And I thought nothing of it because I wasn't really scared of them. But it was really, really, really high up. But I wasn't scared of heights back then. So then I would turn around to walk back. One of the planks flipped and broke, and I fell so far down. Like it was 100 feet for some reason. But yeah, I woke up from a shock, like heavily breathing. I remember, I think, I forgot who was. Someone had to come in and just like calm me down because like I never had a nightmare before, so I didn't know what that was. I was confused. So yeah, that's why I'm just gonna hide. I know it's from a nightmare. Ha ha ha. You're weak. Yeah, I don't care. Call me what you want. See you. See you. I don't care. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's just move on to the outro. Thanks for watching, and if you want another one, just comment down below and I'll try to think of more stories for y'all. Peace.